All right. So, welcome to our April edition of the Global Agile Beer. It's a pleasure to have you here. I know we have some new joiners coming in the first time. Do we have any new joiners here? Could you let us know maybe on the chat if it's your first time? Welcome, Paulo, Paul, Kan, Marina, Ricardo, Peter. So many people here for the first time.
Wow, look at first timer.
Amazing.
Look at this. This is amazing.
Very
Yeah.
good. It's amazing. Yes, I hope you have a good time here. So, team, just to give you a little bit of background, Jessica Tamay is also here for the first time. So, team, just to give you a little bit of background, Agile Beer is a meetup that has been going on since 2016, October 2016. It started in Rio de Janeiro, and it started because at the time I was acting as a transformation lead at IBM, trying to transform the whole CIO, which had around 18,000 people. And we were trying to come up with a strategy and a way to make everybody aware of what Agile was and find ways, to do that transformation. And I started to feel very lonely at the time because there were not many people that knew what Agile was. There were almost no people that had the experience with transformation, were working in the new ways of working or working in the new mindset. And one day I had this crazy idea of organizing a meetup. Let's see who else is out there going through the same struggles and want to meet for a beer. Rio de Janeiro, warm city, people love happy hours and getting together. So I thought it would be a good idea, to grab a beer, do a happy hour, and talk about Agile. So I just named it Agile Beer on the Meetup platform and I went for it. And I remember I was so anxious and so nervous that this was not going to work. And I was like, oh my God, people are going to talk about everything but Agile. And I almost canceled it like many times, especially during the day when it was going to happen. And I'm glad I didn't because it turned out to be a super success. There were so many people needing to talk about the topic and didn't have a forum to do that. So the Agile Beer Rio de Janeiro was probably the first meetup on that topic. And then we've been growing since then. So from Rio, it came to Dublin, and then it went to Sao Paulo, and then to London. Now it's in the Netherlands, in Singapore, in Texas. It's in so many places, in Portugal. So we have many chapters of the meetup to do the live meetups whenever that's possible again. And we try to generate the same experience for everyone who attends the meetup, no matter where they are. So us from the organization, we put a lot of effort in it to provide you a good experience in that sense. So today we have our Texas organizer, our USA organizer, Steve, who is here with us. And Steve is going to give us an overview of what Kanban is and how to use it through a hands-on workshop where we can really gather a little bit of experience on what this will look like. So, Steve, on to you whenever you're ready.
Okay. You let me share. Let me get my stuff here so I can share.
Okay, Guilherme has the hands up.
Oh,
I don't know if.
Yeah, I still, for some reason, I'm not able to share.
on down, I think.
Okay, I got it now. Thank you. Okay, so again, this is going to be more about how to play the virtual Kanban pizza game. So It was developed originally for face-to-face by Agile 42, so I got to give them their props. They did an awesome job. I've used this game on face-to-face training back in the days when I was an IBMer, and a lot of people had a lot of fun, and some people were stressed, but it was a fun game, and it teaches the basic foundations of Kanban itself. Okay, and so that's basically what we're going to do today. I'm going to try to talk a little bit and quickly, but the whole thing is going to be more about the game than anything else. So the first question we want to ask is well, why Kanban? You know, and when we think that knows anything about Kanban knows that it has some basic principles and practices. And the first thing we want to think about with Kanban is it helps you visualize your work. You talk about limiting your work in progress and quickly moving things from doing to done. And it's all about speed. The times you would use Kanban, if you're in any kind of a support function or help desk, that's perfect. You know, it's great for teams that has a lot of incoming requests that are unplanned, and you have to prioritize those requests. And the requests are not all the same size and type. You know, that's why it's great for support and operations. And so those are the main functions behind, you know, why you would use Kanban. Some of the core principles, there's 4 of them. You know, first of all, you start with what you do now. Okay, so you don't, you know, the Agile coach, and that's what I am. We don't come in and just start changing everything automatically. We don't blow up the building and say, okay, we're going to start from ground zero. Now, we don't do that in Kanban. We start with what you do now. Everyone agrees to do things in an incremental and evolutionary process. We respect the current process, the roles and responsibilities. So you don't come in and start realigning people's roles and responsibilities. They do the same work they did before. And we do respect the current process because there's things they've learned from that process. And then the final principle is we encourage acts of leadership at all levels. And that means that everyone on the team has a voice, and that your voice is important, and that there's not just one person telling everybody, do this, do this, do this, do this. Okay. And there's a lot of other Agile frameworks that have that same concept of encouraging, they call it shared responsibility, but also shared leadership. Okay, so that's the core principles, 4 of them, short and easy. The next thing is they have 6 practices. You know, we already talked about 1, visualizing the work. Okay, it could be a virtual board, it could be software, it could be, you know, if you can look on the back of my wall back there, that's my Kanban board. It's physical, it's a whiteboard. Okay. And I'm a one-man shop. I have my own company, and there's me and my business partner, and that's our board. We use it. We also talk about one of the other practices is limiting your work in progress, and you know, we won't get into that now because I only got 30 minutes, Coca. So I got to talk fast.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So we want to limit the amount of work that is done at each phase or each step. Okay, because you don't want to have any backlogs or any things that keeps you from moving forward. It's all about making your flow. And so that's the next step, is managing your workflow. And that's where we talk about, you might have heard things about value stream mapping. That helps you identify points in your workflow that you need to improve. And we won't get into that today, but value stream mapping is an extremely important part of Kanban as well as Lean. We want to make process policies explicit, because a lot of times when you're working in a team or working for an organization, they have certain policies and no one knows what the heck they're for or why they were created. So we're making the policies explicit and known throughout the entire organization. And it's not just, oh, this is our policy. It's, this is our policy. This is how we came to it. This is why we have it. And we want to get feedback on how we can improve that policy. Or is the policy no longer valid? Because some policies were made for, you know, like when I had brown hair, which was, you know, like back in the 1960s and 70s, it's no longer valid. Okay. The other aspect of it, another practice, is feedback loops. We're constantly getting feedback and asking for feedback from the entire team, as well as our customers and those that depend on us. So, you know, a lot of teams, they don't work independently. They have cross-team collaboration, communication. We want to get feedback from the entire system. And when I talk about system, it's when you're doing something. It doesn't matter if it's software or legal or HR or finance, there's a system there, and you want to get feedback from the entire system that is dependent upon, or that you are dependent upon, to do the great work for the customers that you're doing. And then, of course, along with feedback loops, you want to do something with that feedback work. You know, we talk about improving, and that's where we talk about retrospectives, because retrospectives isn't just for Scrum. Retrospectives is for the entire process of all processes. If you're not doing a retrospective and improving, somehow you're going to die. Okay. Any quick questions on that before we get into the game? Okay. So
yeah, it would.
yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry, Steve. Just checking, team, if you really don't have any questions, because I know some people are first timers. It's okay to ask questions. You know, there's no silly questions whatsoever. So take this opportunity to make sure you're clearing your doubts and that you have an understanding of what we're trying to do and what Kanban
Yeah.
is, etc.
Yeah, because you know, I could do a whole one-day class just on Kanban. Okay.
Exactly.
We're just touching the surface here. I just want to give everybody a very high overview of Kanban, you know, why it's useful, and the principles and practices. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this. So before we get going and I share something else, we get into the actual game. How many people, and please, we'll get you familiar with Zoom if you're not already. If you look at the bottom of the toolbar, there's on the far right, there's this little smiley face that says reactions. If you're familiar with either Miro or Mural, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome, good. Good. Looks like there's a fair amount of people. So this is Miro is a collaboration tool, and that's what we're gonna do. It's, think of it as a blackboard or whiteboard that you can do a bunch of stuff on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share the Miro board. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Well, let me go to my share first, and I'll talk you through it first, and then I'll put it in the chat session. Do, 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 do. For some reason. Some reason my browser's not showing up. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat then. Okay, so if you can go there, and while y'all are going to that link, and you don't have to sign in, you can do it anonymously. I'll see you come in. And while you're coming in, I'm gonna try to see if I can't share this. I don't. Okay, can you see my browser on there? For some reason, it's not showing up.
No, I can't.
Okay, let me see something. But we can see this. So let me, maybe it just doesn't like Firefox.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome.
Yeah. Okay, can y'all see that now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, so what I've done here, and I'm gonna try to zoom this in a little bit, is the Kanban Pizza Game is, number one, the first thing we're gonna do, because we can't spend a whole lot of time, and Coca, I'm gonna need for you to keep track of my time for me, please, is the whole concept behind the Kanban Pizza Game is to help people identify their workflow, identify their work in progress, and then find ways to improve their workflow. Okay, now obviously we're not going to have time to do all of that today because this game normally takes about an hour to do. But what we're going to do is I'm going to need, for demo purposes, I'm going to need like 6 people. So if you want to volunteer, give me a thumbs up on your Zoom so I know you want to volunteer. Nobody wants to volunteer. Okay, we got one. Fabio, thank you very much.
Fabio, Paulo, Sebastian.
Okay, so what I'm going to want is I'm going to want you 6 people to be a team. Okay, and we're going to take about 5 or 10 minutes and we're going to break this down. I'm going to talk you through the game and you're going to do it. And then when we get done, Coca, are we going to do this during the breakouts? During the lean beer?
I think, what do you think,
So
Steve? I don't think we have that many people. Do you think everybody can watch, or?
we could do that. I mean, how many people do we got? I can't see everybody because my screen share.
We have 23, including the organizers.
Okay. So if we break them down into 6 teams, or 3 teams, that would be 2 teams of 6 and 1 team of 5, I believe.
Yes.
Something like that. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to do a demo first, and then you'll see how we do it. Okay. So my 6 teammates, while I'm doing this short demo, I want you to get together and think about how you're going to do this. So this is the way the game works, and I'm going to explode this a little bit. Is your task is twofold. You have a kitchen, okay, and the kitchen is over here. And I'm going to draw everybody over there to the kitchen so you can see where it's at. Let me do my little thing here and pull everybody over to me. Okay, and in the kitchen, you have this big open space. You have your pizza oven, and then you have at the bottom this ready for QA. Okay, so and right now you don't have a workflow. You make it up. So that's why I said the 6 people, you're going to be the team. You're going to get with each other and you're going to identify ways to make this pizza. Okay. The pizza is going to be a Hawaiian pizza. Okay. And I'm going to pull you to where the menu is, and it shows you the recipe. Is the pizza consists of a crust colored, a crust, and the crust is this triangle with a little rectangle underneath it. And I'm going to copy this and pull it out so you can see it, and I'm going to make it bigger. If you can't see it, please let me know. Okay, so can everybody see this? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it, please. Okay, that's a slice of pizza. Okay, now here's where the mural knowledge comes in. This is grouped. Okay, and so the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ungroup it. Okay, so that you can separate things. And so to ungroup it, you hit this ungroup objects thing, which is next to that lock, right? Because what you're going to do is you're going to color the pizza slice first with tomato sauce. And tomato sauce is what color? Somebody tell me what color red tomato sauce is. Anybody? Anybody unmute yourself. It's red. That's right. It's red. Yes.
Do I win a prize?
Tomato sauce is red. And so what you do is you click that triangle and you come up here to set color and you select red or something close to red. Okay, so now you put your tomato sauce on it. All right, now the crust is brown. So you select the crust and you select the color and you select brown, and you can select either one. Okay, now because you want this to move as a single entity, you want to drag across both the crust and the slice, and you want to group it again. Let's see if we can group it again. Or maybe we didn't. Got that? I know it's in the way. But anyways, you're gonna get it like that, and then you're gonna drag it into into your kitchen, okay? Now it's not going to be this big because you can see it there over here on the far left-hand side on the ingredients. And typically when I play this game, I'll spend about 15 minutes giving instructions so everybody's got it. But again, we don't have that much time, okay? And so we're going to get rid of that word because we know that is. All right, so now you've got it in place. So now you got to think about your process flow. Is we know that we now need 3 slices of ham, 3 slices of pineapple, and it's got to be put on here nice and neat. Is there anything else that needs beyond there? Nope, just tomato sauce, ham, and pineapple. So it's not that much. And then once you get all the pieces together, you've got to take that and put it in the oven. Now, right here is an example, okay? And I'm going to ungroup these. And I'm going to make one of them bigger so you can see it. This is just for demonstration purposes. That's what the end result's going to look like. Okay, can everybody see that? Give me a thumbs up so I know you can see it. Okay, awesome. Now it's not going to be that big, obviously, but that's basically what it looks like. So you got the tomato sauce, you got the crust that's done, you got the 3 slices of ham, you got the 3 pieces of pineapple. Okay, when you've got it all together, you put it in the pizza oven. When you put it in the pizza oven, there's rules about the pizza oven. It must bake for 30 seconds, and after 45 seconds, it's burnt. And you know what? Who serves burnt pizza? You better not serve it to me, okay? And then once it's done, you pull it and put it ready for QA. Because a QA, this is where the server is going to look at it to make sure it's the right order, right? And make sure it's hot, make sure it's done. And then they deliver it to the customer. When they deliver it to the customer, they put it over here and order's complete. Okay. Any questions on that? It's as simple as that. Simple, right? Okay. And so you're going to get your pieces from here, and that's your diced pineapple, that's your sliced ham. And that's all we're going to do for now, because we want to see how well the 6 volunteers, the brave 6 volunteers, can coordinate themselves. And what do you think, Coca? 5 minutes?
Start with 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll start with 5 minutes, and we're going to see how much they can do. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's some other rules. Once you get, when you start, the only thing that you can replicate or duplicate, you can take this like that, and you can go to the far right-hand side, and you can say duplicate, or you can do a Control D. But once you start changing the colors, you cannot duplicate it. Okay, so you can make as many of these as you want that have no tomato sauce and the crust isn't done. Same thing with the ham. You can make as many duplicates of ham as you want, because in a restaurant, you have plenty of supplies for the most part. It's just you can't take a partially completed or completed slice of pie, of pizza, and duplicate that. Everybody understand the rules? The 6 people that are going to be our test subjects?
So don't cheat, basically.
I love the way you said that. Don't cheat, because the rest of us are going to be watching you. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet, because the timer's not set.
About
So
transparency.
Yes, yes. So I'm going to delete those extra pieces. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. And I just found this out. Muriel just did a new thing where you can put music on your clock.
Oh,
So we're going to do a little Uptown Funk. I'm hoping there's a way I can add my own music, because I got my own music. So does everyone, for the players, do y'all know what you want to do?
As a team or as individuals?
Yeah.
As a team, I would say we didn't communicate, so we don't know what we will do as a team.
So I'm going to give you what do you think, Coco? 3 minutes? Do we got 3 minutes?
3 minutes, I think, is too much. Maybe 1 minute.
1 minute.
Woo! You guys are good. Okay, let me know when you can go. You got 1 minute.
So everyone knows who's taking part in the simulation.
Yeah. Whoever's on the team that volunteered, start talking. You have
Yeah,
1 minute.
unmute yourself,
I am.
please.
Go.
Okay. So what are your thoughts?
I can go in the oven, I guess.
Okay.
I can
For
make
the
a
time.
quality assurance.
Okay. So what's left is making slices. I propose that everyone is making their own slice. I think that way it would be easier. Like, ultimate comp shape people. Multi-skill.
Okay.
I think this is like the most, safe bet, but I don't know. Please challenge me.
Well, let's try the first slice, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes, we
Please.
can.
please end the planning session.
Okay. So you guys got it?
Yeah.
All right. So
I think so.
keep in mind, once you start the pizza, you cannot duplicate anything. You can only start with the raw materials and build upon that. Okay. Don't worry about this orders placed box. You want to put it once you create your pieces, you build it inside the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. Let me know.
Can you repeat the last one about building it at the kitchen?
Once you get your raw piece of it to what you're going to do is you're going to take
Duplicate the ingredient and
Yeah, you
move
can
it to the
duplicate-
kitchen to combine.
and then one at a time move it to the kitchen to
Mm-hmm.
combine. And when it's complete, you put it in the pizza oven. And that can only be there for 30 seconds. You can only have 3 pieces of pizza in the oven at one time.
Okay.
And once you put the pizza in the oven and you turn the oven on, you cannot put anything in there till it's done.
Okay.
It's like a
Okay.
really, yeah. Okay. Any questions?
So guys, I think we don't cue the pizza slices, just as it goes. That's my proposition.
One at a time.
If we are ready, we are baking the pizza. No waiting for
Okay.
other pizzas.
Okay.
That's my
As-
proposition.
As
But
long
if
as
you,
you want a slice red and the oven, right?
Fabio, I didn't get you. You break up.
Sorry. As long as we have a ready slice, then we put it inside the oven.
Yeah, that's my proposition.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Can I, like, for example, duplicate the ingredients and using control move all the ingredients to the kitchen? Is this legal?
For one slice,
For one slice, yes.
just
Okay.
one slice. And then you have
Okay.
to build it inside the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, everybody good?
Mhm.
Give me a thumbs up if you're ready.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Of
Okay,
everybody.
Thumbs
the rest of you that are not participating, we're going to be the accountability partners. So that means you got to watch this team because they got to make it right.
Customers.
That's right. We're the customers and we get a frontline view of the pizza. Okay.
The pizza being made.
That's right. We get to see it. It's one of those restaurants.
You
We're
are
gonna be drinking
health
our-
inspection.
We're
Health
drinking our
inspection.
beer. We're drinking our beer, and we're gonna watch you work.
And I'm hungry.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so do you want music or not music? Because
No music maybe.
Okay,
Because
okay.
it deconcentrates.
Yep, you may need to talk to each other. Okay, let me
Yeah,
close this. Okay, so someone already put oven cue in. All right, here we go. Begin.
So nobody. So guys, duplicate, guys and girls. I don't know who's on the team. Tomato slices. Where's the tomato slices?
You gotta
So
put it in the, you
Pablo,
gotta,
please like make the pizza in the kitchen because
Yeah.
health inspection
gotta-
will
Oh,
close us
yes,
up.
yes.
Yep. So you gotta delete that one and redo
Okay,
it.
right.
Because you
These
did it in a
slices.
contaminated area.
Yeah, don't
We don't-
put
we don't
rats
wanna
in the
get sick.
pizzas.
That's
Not a
right.
good idea.
The pineapples are in the kitchen.
Hey.
Now remember, you build one full slice at a time. However you do it.
Okay.
Look at
Three
that.
slices, 3 slices. Steve, can you, like lock the labels, like sliced ham
okay.
and agorola, because
Okay.
I'm like, clicking them. Yeah.
No, doesn't look I can lock the labels.
Okay, like right click and lock, something like that.
No, can't. You can lock
Okay.
the frame.
Okay.
Here, let me try something
It
else.
seems that we have a slice. Can I put it in the oven?
There is one
Okay,
slice
I got
just
it.
almost ready to go to the oven as well.
So can oven master like be self-organizing, or this is illegal?
No, you do your process the way you want.
Okay, so
I can count the time.
yeah, so please count
It's just
the
you can't.
time.
You can't turn the oven on until you're ready. Once you turn it on, nothing can be added.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
locked. It's locked. So I propose that oven master also like counts the time. I put my pizza slice in the front of the queue.
Okay.
So
We have
you
two
can
slices.
bake it when you have the time. I'm making another.
Okay, I'll put it to bake because it will take, it's like 30 seconds counting.
Okay.
I'm making next slice. I hope I will,
15 seconds to go.
And I was able to lock the labels, so you don't have to worry
Okay,
about
it's
it.
cool.
Yep.
My control locked and I cloned some ingredients. I'm sorry. Please health inspection don't.
This is ready. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm making my slice.
You gotta put it
let
in
me
the QA.
analyze on QA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's ready for QA.
Aye.
You got less than a
Tomato
minute.
sauce.
Help
Light
with the
brown.
slice.
Less than
I
the minutes. It's
don't
plenty
know.
of time.
Light
Bring
brown.
it to the front.
Well,
So
for
please,
instructional purposes, I'm gonna accept
yeah.
those two slices. Okay.
Okay, so
Awesome.
so it's like
no.
Paul is not like don't bother with baking the pizza.
Okay.
This is the end. So what happened
up.
with QA?
Okay.
Because like at the end of the sprint, he like wake it up.
It's just
Woke
like every end of sprint. Then it's ready.
Okay, so now let's look at this. So let's do an evaluation of our pizzas So we're going to zoom in.
Mhm.
So we got,
Steve,
looks like
if
we
you
got,
have like a scroll wheel in the mouse, or if you
Yeah.
are using touchpad, you can use the scrolling like gesture
Yep,
or
yep, you
scroll.
can scroll it. Yep. So we've got 2 pizzas with tomato sauce and a brown crust. We got 3 pieces of pineapple. We got 3 pieces of ham on one. And we got 3 pieces of ham and 3 pieces of pineapple on the other one. So those are good. Those meet the standards. Okay. And now let's look at their, anything else over there? Well, we got one in the oven, but it's not finished.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count. Now here's where the game gets interesting. We won't go into it right now just because of lack of time. But in the game, we go to the far right-hand side and you're going to see, because whenever we do something, we want to measure, right? You want to see, and one of the plans that I'm doing to modify this game is there's going to be a return on investment. Each piece is going to cost something. The people's time are going to cost something, and the pizza slices are going to have a price. So you have a measurement. And so this is going to be, this is the measure we currently use in the game that I'm going to be, that I have in one of my training courses, is that finished slices are worth 10 points. Okay. And so you would automatically get 20 points because you had 2 slices that were complete and met the standards. Now, this is the other part, is that you had excess pieces. So for every pizza base, with or without sauce, you minus 4 points. And for toppings that are excess that you didn't use is minus 1 point. Okay, so you start off with 20 points because that's what you have. And then what you do is you start looking and subtracting your excess that you didn't use. All right. Now, again, I said we weren't going to do that. But that's how you decide, you know, because we want to make sure that we build in value for our customers. And this is just a game to show how to do that. All right. How are we doing for time, Coca? You're muted.
Sorry, Steve. Yeah, we have another 10 minutes.
Okay. So now what we want to do is we're going to delete that. And we want you to take 2 minutes and talk about how you can improve your process. And you can talk out loud right here while I get rid of all the extra pieces that
Okay.
you had.
I propose to not do anything after like 30-second mark. Like, you know, you have like 30 seconds left. So that's the, you know, moment where we stop doing anything. Like, you know, like Friday at work. Basically.
We wish.
Fridays after 3 p.m. are, you know, free of work.
So how would you change the way you worked to make it better?
We have like wastes of not finished pizza, so that means that if we done pizza with like not everyone is making the slice but helping to finish one slice, it probably increase our flow.
Okay. So who's going to do what? Let's talk about that.
I would buy like caffeine for QA. And I like the change of oven master to be self-organizing.
Oh, okay. What the rest of your team think about that? Because you're the only one talking right now.
I'm like basically manager and I pay them, so they
That's
don't agree with me.
You're telling them what to do and they're just being quiet.
Guys, don't argue with me because, you know, the raises will not be at the end of the quarter.
We won't have our bonus.
Yeah.
Here, I think that I felt like the kitchen is kind of virtually far from where the ingredients are.
Uh-huh.
So maybe having one person that get all the ingredients and take them to the kitchen to be assembled in the kitchen.
But what will do, you know, others? Like look at you know, this one working guy. We cannot handle, you know, this waste as a company. Paul, you clearly didn't, you know, you are not a businessman.
I'm not sure. I'm following it. Your suggestion is to bring the ingredients closer to the kitchen.
Like in a factory, you know.
Okay.
Tell me what you want to do. And
So
I
we have a special. Paul proposed that there will be like a specialization in a kitchen, like moving ingredients specialization.
To prepare,
Okay.
kind of
Developer.
prepare the pizza
okay,
kit.
so you want to move the ingredients?
No,
Is that what
there's
you're saying?
A person that prepares the pizza kit, like duplicates the pizza slice, the ham, the diced pineapple, and throw in the kitchen. Then it's ready.
But Paul,
So it's assembled?
think about the wastes. You know, if we have like too much waste, we will lose points.
Okay, so
So
someone asked
I-
me to duplicate.
When someone says
someone-
ingredients,
Yeah.
please, the person. do
can you
that?
repeat? I don't understand.
When someone says ingredients, please, then this person will prepare the kit. Then you don't have waste. You just
Maybe
pull as you need.
Okay, we got 1 more minute left to plan.
maybe something in style of swarming, like you know, to like diffuse the workload. You know, what would be like a great strategy to cheat this game, to increase the flow and not generate the wastes? What is work in progress limit on you know, ingredients, for example? Guys, I know I'm
not-
you know, very important manager, but you know, I would like you to sometimes say something to me.
I'm not sure I'm following it. The suggestion is to handle the ingredients, and then one person handle all of the ingredients, and then another one is responsible to assemble the slice together.
Okay, maybe like copy. Somebody will copy the ingredients, and everyone helps with, you know, setting it up.
Okay, your planning time is over.
And that's what I thought.
Can you repeat, Paul?
Yeah, that's what that's what I thought. You have a number of people assembling pizzas, and when someone asks for ingredients, one person prepares the kit and puts in the kitchen.
Okay.
You
That's
know?
So we are only working on one piece always, something like that.
So I think so.
Maybe
Okay.
So
two.
we could divide the work in the kitchen. So someone is working coloring the slice, and then someone else moves the
I
ingredients.
think this is like too much. Will generate waste, like, you know, specializations. I think you know, everyone is maybe beside the baking oven and QA. I proposed like everyone is doing everything, but we are having like 1 or 2 slices in the queue in progress. What about that?
Okay.
Sounds okay.
Okay,
Yeah, great,
y'all ready?
great.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin.
I'm feeling the quarterly bonus, like, you know, in the air. So good job. Sorry for my trolling, but I have a strange humor today. So don't be mad, please. Okay, so I'm moving the you know, those things that are
You left the pineapple behind, I think.
Yeah, by design. And I'm, I'm making the stuff. And please, everyone that is looking, please do other stuff, basically.
Okay.
Oi.
I see someone is coloring the crust, but that's
Yeah, I'm
that's
doing
cool.
this.
So one slice is ready.
Yeah, I'm grouping it, please, somebody, and I'm putting it in the oven. Pick.
I'm duplicating the ham and I'll bring it to the kitchen.
Okay. I'm moving stuff that is, the crust in the kitchen. Please move the pineapple. I'm coloring
Okay.
it.
So,
Bam.
okay, pineapple going
Please
to the
put
kitchen.
pineapples and the meat on the. I'm putting the pineapple. So please others put. Okay, so I'm grouping the slice. Please create the ingredients. So oven master, does oven master looks at the time and
Do
somebody
we have
is
two
looking.
slices already?
We have like 2 slices, yes.
So there's ham and pineapple in the kitchen.
Somebody is looking at the oven or not?
Not yet. It's not on.
Not yet. It's not on. Okay.
Okay, so you want to before? No, okay. We can handle this, I think. Okay, so I'm, doing the pizza slice, assembling. Please
So
do the pineapple and meat. So I'm okay. So I'm putting meat also. It's hard to not.
pizza is ready. Let's turn
Yeah.
the oven.
I'm grouping and putting the pizza at the front of the queue.
Put in the oven. Put in the
So
oven.
we need ingredients.
The oven is on. Counting
Okay.
30 seconds.
Okay, so I'm duplicating ingredients. Somebody can move them if you have free hands.
Oops. So I'll move the pineapple.
Yeah, I'm moving the
Oh.
meat. Sorry.
The crust
Let's
is in the
see.
kitchen.
Lolly.
We have a duplicate.
Who is laughing at us? Please
Oh,
don't
the
laugh.
oven.
This is very serious job. As a serious manager, I will, you will have
ready.
consequences. It's not
Is
funny
the
stuff.
pizza baked?
Yes.
What is to bake it? If something
I'm
is to
trying-
bake it,
I'm trying
overbaked,
to move, yeah.
it will be from your, your salary. Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So I'm putting another slice
3.
at the
Okay.
front. We have 30 seconds, guys, to do like last slice. So, or we will get fired.
Okay,
Not
pineapple
me,
in the kitchen.
not me, because I'm very good manager, but
Can someone duplicate the ham?
I'm doing the duplication of ham. So yeah, okay. So guys, put the ingredients. Oh fuck, this is too quick. I'm grouping it.
Turn on the oven, turn on the oven. Bring in the pizza. We have more 30
Yeah,
seconds.
what? Yeah, fuck, we are like 3 or 2 seconds.
On?
And we don't have QA. So this will be counted as waste, basically. So we can finish.
Let's go for the staff. That's gonna be my breakfast.
We were greedy. These targets, these sales targets are, overwhelming.
Okay, and that is time. Awesome. So what did you guys learn? Now you did one more slice. You came close to getting an additional to doing 5 slices. You were very close, just a few seconds off. But you still did better this time than you did the first time because you created one more slice, but you still had a lot of waste because you didn't make the time. What did you learn? Besides that you have a manager that's a probably, whipped the slaves that were building the pyramids in Egypt.
Oh, he's a great manager. I love him.
And that's how you get a raise and bonus. Who
So
said
observers,
it? Fabio said it. I must, make a note of it in my manager system.
so observers, what did you notice?
Maybe we should try to improve our coordination.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't agree, Fabio, because our coordination was very good. I very much like it. It was, I felt like that everyone was doing their job. I think the problem was that we didn't have like a, we were too optimistic about our estimations. Like, when we should cut off doing the pizzas. What do you think, Fabio?
But yes, but I think maybe we should try to specialize something. Maybe only one of us build the pizza slice inside the kitchen, and he or she will be waiting for the ingredients. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not. But sorry, I'm talking too much. Please, Paul and
I think
others.
that related to what Fabio is saying, we didn't agree what is our workflow. We just went crazy and like grab whatever you can, put on whatever slice you find.
But it was cool. It was super cool. I love when teams work like that.
For us, yes.
I hate the factory pattern in creative and complex work.
Well, this is not very creative.
We should try.
Is it?
And see, that's the whole thing is try and experiment. That's why it's so important to review your process and then improvise and adapt. And don't be afraid to test things. Now, and a lot of times you're going to have management says, no, you can't do that.
Yes, Paul, you cannot do, the specialization thingy.
Yeah, but that's
we are
where
not a factory. We are like super innovation. So, software, something, technology company.
Unicorn pizzas.
And when that happens, that's where you come up with a hypothesis and you get permission to do an experiment. Okay. Now, again, and I use this game in my Agile Fundamentals course that I teach, and we go through the whole process. It takes over an hour. The first thing I do on the first day is I get everyone completely oriented with Mural, so they know exactly how it works. I teach them how to use Mural, and then a couple days later, we come back in and I break them down into 3 teams. And the first 2 sessions are just like this one. What we did here is we just focus on the process and we focus on improving it. Okay. And we measure after each process. And then the third one, we change things up because we have rounds. Now after the second round, when we're getting ready for the third round, is we have different types of pizzas now. We have more than one pizza, but I teach them about work in progress, and they have to estimate how much work they can do at one time based on their workflow process. And then they do that and they experiment. And then we do again. And the fourth round, we introduce the concepts of, okay, you've had your pre-planned menu. Now we're going to throw in another glitch. You're going to have tickets come in unannounced, and you got to work on those tickets, and they're going to have priorities, and you have to complete a ticket, and you're going to have so many tickets, and that's going to really push you a lot because the tickets are going to be, 2 Hawaiian pizzas, 3 arugula pizzas, or whatever the case may be. And so we add a bunch of different pressure points in there as part of the game. And again, we measure again, but it's all about teaching everybody how to create a workflow process, how to identify the points that are time wasters, and how to improve those points. Okay. Teach a little bit about value stream mapping on how to identify areas that you can improve. And then the other concept besides work in progress is when you change something over here on the left side of the process workflow, how does that ripple affect the rest of the workflow? Because anytime you change something in a process, it affects the entire system. And so you have to evaluate how that effect is going to change what you deliver and how you deliver it. So even the simplest workflow process, by changing one step, can enhance or degrade everything else. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Coco, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So, team, I was wondering how valuable do you think this session was, and if you would come back to a similar session in a different opportunity. So, could you maybe give us your feedback? You can unmute
Mhm.
yourselves if you like, or you can type on the chat, but please be honest with us.
I think it's a valuable, it has valuable insights to introduce basic concepts. In this case, especially, we're talking about Kanban, the Kanban method. Also, it's useful for remote working,
Mhm.
and also to introduce these concepts to a team or to everyone that's not familiar with. And I think the game is especially how can I say useful for it. This
Awesome.
Do you,
this
do
this
you think you
format,
would be able to replicate, Fabio?
of course, as long as I have a script.
Well, if you go to Agile 42, the website,
Mhm.
the game itself is open source, or is it open source or copyrighted? Let me look at, well, I can look in the browser, but if
Yeah,
you go to Agile 42, yeah, you
sorry.
can, they have a PDF that you can download, and they have a lot more, they do a lot more training on Kanban itself. There's a lot more slides. The only difference that I did, the only thing that I changed them was I condensed the time just for this presentation. In real life, I don't
Okay.
condense the time. But I didn't go through the whole course itself because we didn't have time in this format.
Mhm.
Okay. So you can take everything off of there and use it. It's and the people at Agile 42 are awesome people. They do have a digital version. It's just when I reached out to them, I didn't get the link to their digital version because I told them I'm doing a virtual one using Mural, and they were excited about it. And they did say they have a digital version, but they never responded back when I said, "Well, give me the link. I want to see it," because I'm all about sharing and learning new ways. Because again, I pulled this out of my head, because I've done it face to face. I thought I've got to do this virtually, and so this is the third iteration of this game for me in a virtual environment. I had some fellow Agile Beer people that I did this with as an experiment, and some other people that I know take a look at this. So yeah, any feedback about the game, I definitely appreciate it because I want to make it better.
Like sometimes I would, for example, lock stuff in place.
Like the labels and
Uh,
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And the frames,
Mhm.
because it's like not helping. And
Mhm.
also, I would think about different sizes of the ingredients, because or some other stuff that you can change to, for example, it's easy to put like pineapple before the sliced ham. So maybe like more transparent, like photo of the ham, for
Oh,
example,
okay.
without this like white background.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And maybe bigger pizza slice, like default
Okay.
bigger pizza slice. So because it's easy to, for example, to think that there is not the quality is not enough, but it's like behind some other stuff.
Okay. Great. Thank you for that feedback. I'll definitely incorporate that.
And also it's quite annoying to build those pizzas. It was less annoyed if we done this as a team. I really like it. And I'm thinking about doing this in one team where there is too much specializations, Paul.
Interesting. Let us know how that goes. All right. Anybody else wants to give feedback?
Well, my purpose.
Paul, sorry about my jokes.
Yes.
I'm really sorry. Please don't,
No,
don't
man,
bother.
No,
These were stupid jokes. Please.
Don't worry, man. No, don't worry. My idea was to get to understand how this game could be played remotely. I was familiar with the building paper planes version of this, so I was curious to see how this rolls on Zoom. So for this purpose, it was great. But like you're saying, Steve, for a proper session where you can actually learn Kanban and everything, you need more time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
for the
Yeah.
purpose of learning, we need more a longer session, like where you go in a deeper depth. But it was great to understanding how it works.
Yeah, and that's why I said in the Agile Fundamentals course that I teach, it is an hour just to play the game.
The hour is enough?
So far it is, yeah.
Okay. So
but remember, I do 30 minutes of Miro instruction before the game.
Okay.
So they learn how to use Miro. They get used to moving the pieces, duplicating the pieces. They get used to doing all of that, coloring. And then we have just an hour just for the game itself, not including instructions.
So crazy idea. Maybe we could repeat this session with longer time box.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Would you like to play like the whole game?
Yeah. I can still be the manager, but I would like to have another rounds.
Yeah. We'll consider that.
I'm with you, Sebastian.
Okay. Yeah, Fabio.
Oh.
Fabio, do you have any friends? I need to fire somebody.
And there's another game that if you go on the Agile Beer YouTube channel, there was another game that a friend of mine played on Agile Beer. It's called the Ball Game. It's virtual, and I can't remember the month she did it, but it was the Agile Beer Global English edition with Allison Cox, and that was a really fun game as well. And that game is also about flow. It's about establishing your flow and quality. Okay. So,
I lately found that Miro has something like Mirowares. Okay, I know that, but they have some Agile games in there, like templates for Agile games. And Steve, there's the ball game, template already to like duplicate and use by yourself.
yeah, okay, I'll have to look at that. But
there's also like if you are interested in like Agile games, there's like I'm thinking like 2 channels about it, or 2 meetups. There's like Chris Stone, virtual Agile coach, something like that. I can put links in it.
sure, yeah, if you put it in the chat, that way.
And also also agile games with James, something like that.
Yep. Yeah, I've got all kinds of resources for games. I'm all about games, Elmos, Legos, Minecraft. I mean, that's what I love doing. I love taking face-to-face stuff and making it virtual.
Steve, but I have a question. What is your, like experience with like doing these games with serious people? Because I have like a workshop that in a couple of days, and this client is from public company like national petrol something, and I'm quite afraid to use a game to like don't have like negative feedback that we done some silly stuff on whiteboards.
You'd be surprised at how receptive people can be.
Okay.
I used to, and it's all how you present the game and the value of the game. You're going to have to do that first. You're going to have to tell them what the value of the game is, and then go
outcomes.
through it. And
intentions.
And as long as they can see value in it, a lot of them are going to have fun. So some of the things I've done before COVID is I'm a Lego guy, and I have used Legos to go in and help leaders create their strategy. I'm a Lego Serious Play facilitator, and I take and we're talking about a room full of
grown-ups,
mid-level managers, some senior level managers, and they got all the suits and ties on and stuff, and you break out the Legos, and at first they're looking around because they want to see what their colleagues are doing, but they have a great time. And so it just depends on how you present it. And a lot of people, depending on the game, will have fond flashbacks of their youth, and they'll forget all about being staunch and stuffy and hardcore.
Nostalgia feeling.
Yeah. But I'm not going to say it's going to be 100%. Some people see me coming with my 2 suitcases full of Legos, and they're like, "Oh, here he comes again."
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
But
silly
other people
Scrum guys.
Yeah, other people like, "God, I got to have you back again." I mean, I had to go to Canada 2 or 3 times with my Legos because they kept having me back. I went to China 15 times with my Legos because they loved it.
Change Legos to Pokemons.
Yeah.
I wonder, did you?
So it just depends on the value you're bringing. That's what's important. The value you're bringing, regardless of the game.
Steve,
and you don't embarrass anybody.
Yeah, it may be interesting as well in the end of the game for you to try and bring a reflection on how they can connect the game to their reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Like try to understand, what are they actually delivering at the end? What's the value stream?
Good tip.
Yeah. And that's a good thing about this game is you can modify it. You can introduce it so they get the basic concepts and say, okay, now let's talk about your workflow process. And you can move that right into, let's take your workflow process, keeping the same concepts in mind as Pizza Kanban game, and how can we improve your process? And they can make a direct correlation between the Kanban Pizza game, how they did the workflow, the work in progress, how they improved quality, everything, just from this one little game. So it's a natural progression from the game to real life.
Exactly. I think that's key when we're playing that game, especially with executives and higher level.
Yeah, because you can't just play a game. Yeah, you can't just play a game to play a game. It's got to have meaning and value.
Yeah, like the connecting part. Like
exactly.
you need to connect it with the real life and their current situation. So can you like tell us more about the experiences with, okay, so let's try to visualize your process or your work. And
absolutely.
And you can always have them answer the questions. You don't have to answer the questions. You should ask the questions.
Okay. So how can you during what learnings you can use in your situations?
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Like if this was your business, how would this game be? And
Yeah.
then you can start pulling threads
Mhm.
from there.
I imagine you don't start with the game as well, right? You have some explanation first about what you are going to explore in the game. So if the
Right,
game is
yeah.
about building pizzas using Kanban, so you talk about Kanban first, and you
Yeah.
say, okay, now we're going to play a game and we're going to explore this and that thing that we
Exactly,
just
yeah.
saw in theory, right?
Yeah, just like what we did here, only more time spent on, upfront explanation, because again, we didn't have a whole lot of time, but explaining what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, why is it important? Why is Kanban important to them?
As Simon
And
Sinek would say, start with the why.
exactly. Start with the why.
Yeah, like this is like basic coaching technique, like explain the purpose of this exercise,
That's right.
explain the steps, explain the time, ask if there are any questions. Something like that, as I remember.
Perfect.
Okay.
Steve, did you like moved the Lego game to the online setting?
I was going to move it to Minecraft, but
Okay.
it would be too expensive for the students.
Okay.
Because there'd have to be individual licenses, Minecraft licenses. Minecraft is a great game. It simulates Legos really well. And it would do everything I wanted to, but I would have to charge my students so much money, it would be prohibitive. The only students I get are those that are really rich or whose wives have said, you have my permission. And I doubt that would happen. My wife told me it wouldn't happen because it would cost me a lot of money to get that kind of license. And she's like, well, I don't think so. You're taking money out of your retirement? No.
If anybody does anybody knows game of that is named like Xscale from Chris Kneiberg? There's like a game about like component teams and feature teams and the dynamics between them.
What is the name of this game, Sebastian?
Name?
Yeah, do you have a link or something?
Yeah, can you put that in chat?
Yeah, I can find it. It's like it's Xscale, I would say, and it's crisp.
Steve, we used to have that Lego game at work when we were back in the office, and we replaced with the Scrum Tail. It worked really well for Scrum workshops.
Awesome.
I don't know if
Scrum
you
Tail
heard about it.
Paul, the Scrum Tail is the game about like making a book or a story, something like that?
You write a story as a team, and you have the briefing, you have some basic things you have to follow, and you build basically incrementally the story, a short story. It's really cool.
Okay.
It works out well.
I heard a reverse opinion about it. Like, I know somebody
depends on so many things, right?
Yeah, the facilitator, or for example.
Even the group, you can have like exactly the same thing, and a group think it's great, another group think it's awful, and it's just the same.
Life.
Yeah.
I always say that.
I had some people that hate the Kanban Pizza Game face to face. They hated it. They begged me not to do it again. Because really, they did.
Yeah. What do you say to them?
Okay,
like, get out or something?
No, it's if they don't like it, after they've played it once or twice, then that's if I make them play it, then it becomes about
you need to play another time.
It's my ego, not their. So no, it's if they don't like it, that's fine. We move on to something else with the same value, with the same content. I've got dozens and dozens of games I can pull out of my pocket. I've been doing this for a very long time.
Having for this, for example, like you're saying, Sebastian, for the Scrum Tail, having opinions of people that hate it and people that liked it.
Sure.
What does it tell us about real life when we try to judge? Okay, is Scrum good or bad? Is Kanban good or bad? Or is whatever XP good or bad. In the end, it's about people, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, when I was first introduced to extreme programming way back when I had a lot of hair and it was brown and I didn't have any wrinkles and I was like slimmer, I couldn't stand extreme, especially pair programming, because I was a contract programmer and I thought I was going to teach this employee programmer how to program, and then they're going to let me go. So I resisted extreme programming in the very beginning, but it was a few months later, I finally realized what they were trying to do. It's like, oh, okay, cool. My job is safe. And I love extreme programming.
I was like, as a team lead and technical lead, I was the first hater of Scrum. You know, and currently I'm a Scrum Master for, you know, a couple of years. And today's, you know, today's like stance of a manager was over exaggerated. So believe that I don't behave like this on daily basis.
You're making sure everybody knows that you're really not that like.
Yeah, because, you know, we don't know what we'll get in, you know, in who will we met in the future. For example, Paul can be my, you know, manager in the future, for example.
Or subordinate.
Does anybody else
Us likes to repeat.
There's only been a couple people talking. Anybody else have something they want to share besides Paulo and Sebastian and myself and Coca? Don't everybody jump up all at once. If you try and jump up, you might be muted, especially the ones I can't see your face. You must be drinking already if I can't see you, because this is Agile beer, right?
Yeah.
Some of you, it's evening time, so you can be like our friend in Singapore.
I think I know
nighttime.
Rush, do I know you? I think we know each other.
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's Jess here. I'm from Ireland, and I don't have my camera on because I'm having my lunch. My dinner actually. And just the feedback for this, I really enjoyed. I had played something, I think a few years ago in the office. It was the ball game, and I was just here rooting for you guys on the couple of tries that you had, and and just left me with the wanting to see the round 3 to see how the guys were going to improve it, because you could see an improvement from round 1 to round 2. So I really enjoyed it, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Jess, for that feedback. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jess. It's very good to have you here with us.
Oh, virtual hugs. Miss you.
We should, have the safe distance, so no virtual hugs. Sorry.
For me, it's the first time I saw this pizza game being played, and I think it was really interesting. It's interesting to see how from a simple game, people got the idea of organizing the work, got the idea of, hey, we really need a defined workflow so things flow smoothly, right? And I think it was really worthwhile. It's something that I can apply with my teams, and it's really good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that.
Maria for the feed. Anyone else?
Who do you want to nominate next?
No volunteers.
I can do this as a manager. So
I have to come up with a Agile PM game and contact Sebastian.
I think so too. All right, everybody. Unfortunately, our time is coming to an end. It has been a huge pleasure
It has.
During the last hour and a half. So follow-ups. This is being recorded. We are going to put it on YouTube probably tomorrow. I am going to send a message through the meetup with a few things that we discussed here. So the link for the YouTube. I also took note of sending the link to Agile 42. Steve, some people have asked if you could share the template
The template, what template?
for the pizza game.
Oh, for Miro?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, just reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a private message.
yeah, I'll send those instructions as well.
Okay.
And then Steve, I'll also share the link to your Agile Fundamentals course.
Oh, okay, awesome.
These people
Thank
are
you.
curious. All right.
Cool.
And we have our next meetup on the last Thursday of the month of May. Apologies for my dog. She's playing just beside me. So our next meetup is on May 27th. And for that meetup, we're planning a new lean beer only. So you all can come in with your questions, your doubts, topics you want to discuss, and then we're going to have a roundtable conversation, probably in smaller parts. Okay. So we should be publishing that soon as well.
Yeah.
Is we following the Agile Beer Dublin group in the meetup? Is it?
Yes, you're going to
Okay,
get
cool.
everything.
Very cool.
Yeah, and thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming for this. Really, I love to share what I have and know, and I appreciate the time you took out of your day, especially, everyone that came here, after work or before work. I appreciate it. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. It's my passion. So thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you for your
Steve.
time.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
calling.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, guys. Looking
Bye-bye.
forward to